I am a list girl. I have got all kinds of lists. I keep track of my Christmas presents that I'm buying for people on a handy app that lists their name and what I'm getting them and if it's purchased. Then it has a nifty graph that tells what percent I am getting there. I have lists at work. I've got lists at home. I'm a list girl. I love them. And so the blogging thing has been kind of a lot of fun because I've got numbers everywhere. I can tell you my clout score and how many followers I have on Instagram and Twitter and how many likes I have on Facebook and how many subscribers I have on YouTube. So there's numbers everywhere. It's tons of fun. And I also function well when I'm doing a project where I lead lists. And so last weekend we were at ladies retreat, and I was in charge of going to Costco with a list, very extensive, detailed list, to buy dinner for all the ladies. There were 75 ladies, and so I was in charge of buying dinner. And I'm not the cook at home, and so I wisely took friends with me. There were 5 of us that went to Costco, and we got our big carts and we were headed into Costco, and I told them, I said, okay, we really have to look at our list and pay special attention to the bit here that's highlighted because it says don't overbuy. Friend of mine, one of the ones there and me have a really bad reputation of buying way too much. And so the leader gave me a budget, gave me a list, told me don't overbuy. We don't need too much. So okay, we can handle that. So we're in Costco and we did well. We were going to do a big salad bar and dessert. So we started and we got cake and we got pie and we got cheesecake, and that was fine. We figured that out. We bought it, and we got drinks. That was fine. And then we got toppings for the salad. We got chicken strips and a whole bunch of stuff. And then we got to the lettuce, and that's where we hit some issues because in Costco, you see the wall of lettuce and how much lettuce do you buy. And one of the things that a wise friend of mine pointed out was that the lettuce expands when you open it. It lots of lettuce. But I didn't listen to that. I said, no, we gotta be systematic about this. It's worked on all these other things, so let's look at the serving size, and then we'll buy that much lettuce. So the serving size worked out to be that we needed 15 boxes of lettuce to feed 75 people, and we put that much lettuce in the Costco, mind you, Costco basket, and it filled the whole basket up. Like, we had to have a cart just for our lettuce, and that should have been a clue that all the other food fit in the other cart, but we had one cart for lettuce. Hello. And so my wise friend was standing there saying, I think we bought too much lettuce. And I said, I know, but do the math. Like, look at the numbers, do the math. She said, I think we bought too much lettuce. And so finally, my gracious, gentle friend said, fine, but buy the lettuce. And so we wheeled out of Costco with our 15 boxes of lettuce, and we went back to dinner, and we got everything lined up, and people are going through the lesson, and going through the line for the salad bar, and they're getting their food, and everyone looks really happy, and we're refilling the bowls. And when the dinner was done, we had 10 boxes of lettuce left over. 10 boxes of lettuce. And I felt kind of sheepish, and I'm like, well, the numbers lied. The numbers serving size clearly is wrong. But so then we're like, okay, what do we do with all this lettuce? And so we didn't want to tell the lady who was leading the retreat that we had 10 lettuce. And so we just kind of snuck them off and gave them to the hotel staff to take home to their families. And so then my friend came up, the wise friend, and said, how much lettuce did we have left? And the overbuyer and I said, we have one left. We have one box left. And she said, there's no way we went through 15. I don't believe it. And we said, oh, no, we only have one left. Don't worry, we fessed up. When I got home from retreat, I emailed the list of what we had purchased and what we had actually used to the retreat leader along with my receipt to get reimbursed. And she sent me back an email that said, you bought 15 boxes of lettuce? Ha 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 ha. Like, yeah. So I emailed her back. I said, yeah. And she just sent back and said, oh my. And I thought, you know what? That is so much how life works, because when I get too worked up about the numbers and I'm calculating and I'm figuring out the numbers, I get it completely wrong. Now, Mike Foster, that just published a new book, and I loved it. It's called People of the Second Chance, and you should definitely go buy a copy, give a copy, read a copy. It's going to help your life. It's grace-filled and laughable and heart-wrenching, and it's just a great book. And he had one chapter that really spoke to me, which was called Laughing at the Lists. And he had two quotes that got me. I'm going to paraphrase. He said basically that when we get worked up about the numbers as a church, we miss the mark. And then he said that what we need to be is speakers of hope who burn the lists. And it made me want to approach my blog in a new way, because it really does not matter how many followers I have, or how many likes I get, or how many subscribers I have. It doesn't matter. Am I going to quit looking? No, probably not. But I'm going to try to take Mike's advice, which is to laugh at the list and worry about the love. I'm going to talk about the grace, and I want you as a watcher to know that I care about you, and I want you to know the overwhelming grace and love of our Father, and that it's for you, that he loves you and he loves me, and he does not care about the numbers. And which brings me to a really awkward part of this post, which is that Mike is giving me an autographed copy of People of the Second Chance to give to a reader or a watcher. And how do I do that without looking at a list? And so I have a contest, and it's numbers driven, but I can tell you I'm going to smile as I do it, because it's more about you as an individual. So if you would like to be entered into the drawing to get an autographed copy of People of the Second Chance, subscribe to my YouTube channel, or you can share the blog post or the YouTube video on your Facebook page, and just let me know. Again, I know it's awkward. It's all about the numbers, but it really isn't. It's all about the grace. Thank you, and have a great week.